Hey, Christopher here with another episode of What's Brewing, and today we're talking about the Cloudstratus version 3. But before we get into this video, let's roll that beautiful B-roll. Hey, Christopher, and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. Let's jump into this review. Today we're here to talk about the new third iteration of the Cloudstratus. So I'm going to do an overview, talk about who this shoe is for, and then my final thoughts on how I think I feel about this shoe. So first things first, if you're looking at the Cloudstratus, you will notice that it has a very similar look and feel to the original Cloudstratus, and of course the second generation, which the original Cloudstratus, the bottom sole was a lot thicker, and so I find that this has a pretty solid but minimalist look and feel, given the fact that it has an incredible amount of CloudTech cushioning. So when we look here at the toe, you'll see this nice little rubber here to keep you from stubbing your toe, nice and thick foam slash rubber here. When we get to the vamp and the toe cap, you'll notice that you can actually see the creases the way I've got my lighting here. The material almost is lifted off of the shoe. Now I've got one of the these little cardboard things in here. Notice when I take it out, this is extremely thin, right? So like you can really push that in. Very similar to the Cloud X, has a very thin material, keeping the shoe really lightweight and breathable. When we head up here along the throat line, you'll notice that we've got these new, I don't know how to describe these, almost like lace. They're not plastic, but they're almost like a felt material here on the top. Now the Cloud Rift has this as well, and the Cloud Rift was a plastic material. I'm gonna go ahead and say I did not like it. However, with this felt material, I feel like that's going to do a great job of keeping sort of your foot contained without really putting a lot of undue pressure. Or I'll be honest, the Cloud Rift, it kind of hurt my foot, the way the plastic kind of dug in here. Not so with this felt. So I feel like the design language, they were onto something in the other version. They perfected it here. Another big thing I'll mention is a really nice thick tongue. Now, that's really important to me. When you're running, or even if you're walking or doing any kind of activity, you want to make sure your foot feels secure. And I think that this foam top piece here does a good job of that, but you have to balance that with a thick tongue, so that way you feel like that your shoe's not coming off, that sensation where you feel like you always have to tie it. When we get to the sole, this is something that I fell in love with the second generation of the Cloudstratus, where it's a nice wide foot. One of the things I get asked a lot is, Chris, I don't like the on. Is there an on that's less thin or a little broader in its sole? And to me, Cloud Surfer, which I haven't done a review on yet, the Cloudstratus, the Cloud Monster, these are the shoes you want to check out because they have a really nice sole. Another big part of it is, from a stability standpoint, while these do support the double Helion CloudTech here, basically 2 layers-ish of CloudTech to kind of help, allow you to kind of lift off. And these are supporting the the newer springboard that is nylon in here. The speed board, I should say, is the official term for it. And that helps you to kind of lift off and spring forward, and that's how this shoe is arched. You can actually see when you look at the shoe, it's very much pointed in this direction, because when you're hitting the ground, right, and you're lifting up, this is the direction that the shoe has been designed to kind of put you moving forward. So when you look at the back of the shoe, pretty standard stuff. We've got it's not a plastic material here. It is plastic E, but it's very soft. And again, I think it's trying to I think it's got a nylon with a thin layer of plastic in here to kind of keep your foot in and keep everything really nice and tight. Okay, so that's kind of an overview of the shoe. We can kind of get that 360 view here, so you get that total profile of the shoe there. You can kind of see it, or top down look and feel here. And then of course, a nice side view, right? So these are really, really nice. I believe the store that I work with, not sponsored by them, Try Running. You can check them out online. I'll put links in the description below where you can check them out. But I pick up these shoes from Try Running. They had two colors in stock, the black and white, and these white and orange, which I dig the orange vibe. That's kind of my color of my company. So let's talk about who this is for. These are meant for those medium to long running, keep your legs fresh. A lot of cushion, right? That's a big thing. So they're really cushiony. That's part of that Helion and that sort of double layer. Before the Cloud Monster, the Cloudstratus was the most cushioned shoe. Now with the new version of the Cloud Surfer, the Cloud Monster, I'm seeing On move some of their long distance running shoes to more cushiony. It doesn't feel over cushioned. It doesn't feel soft. But it does feel comfortable. And I think that's an important distinguishment, because certain shoes, I don't want to say they're too soft, but it is weird to run in them because of sort of the texture and the feel of that shoe. But I do feel like it balances rigidity, holding your foot in, with comfort. So I think that's who this is for. Let's talk about my final thoughts, or just my opinion of this shoe. When I started using On shoes, I started with the basic Clouds. The big thing about them is they are thinner. I love them. I have a wider foot, however, and so I set my expectation on experience. One of the big things that I get a sensation of on some of the On shoes is because they're thinner and because there's not as much material to keep your foot in. They're older designs, of course. These shoes are meant for that really, sturdy, stable run. Another thing that I love about the Cloudstratus is the fact that they are broader and they have grip that goes much farther down than most of the On shoes. And so some of them have the Cloud Tech, and you've got your individual units, but you'll see that there's actually, if I kind of get the shadows right, you can see that there's grip on every single one of these units, and that is a huge thing I love about these shoes. Additionally, the light material. Now, I live in South Louisiana. Right now, recording this video, it is 99 degrees outside. So anytime that I can allow my feet to breathe is always an added bonus. Now, you may not want these shoes during the winter, or you might want to wear some thicker socks, but definitely if you want breathability to prevent sweat from building up, which can happen, right? If you're sweating down your leg or your socks are starting to get saturated, these are going to be nice and breathable. And even if they do get a little wet or there's a little moisture, they should dry out pretty quickly. I found that to be consistent. One of the things I like about the new features here is the way that these are lacing up. I love when On begins to iterate and introduce different features to their shoes and then kind of move them over to different lines. To me, this felt material really does a good job of keeping your foot in without having to lace your straps super tight. And I feel like that added material just kind of keeps everything tucked in. These are by far my favorite Ons yet. They did some good improvements from the second generation of the Cloudstratus. I honestly didn't like the original Cloudstratus. Conceptually, I like the design of it, but for whatever reason, and I got multiple pairs, so like 3 or 4 pairs, I found that the incline of the sole was uncomfortable for my gait. Now, if you're watching this and you're saying, Chris, I had them, loved them, never had a problem with them, then certainly I want to qualify that it's oftentimes your gait that will often influence whether a shoe is comfortable or not. So definitely go to your local shoe store or talk to a running expert before you or as you buy your shoes. That'll help you make your decision. Anyway, that is the Cloudstratus, the 3rd generation of them. Super excited these are out. They actually arrived at the store that I shop at 2 days ago. So went in, picked them up, and here I am shooting a video. Anyway, what are your thoughts on the Cloudstratus? Or maybe what are your favorite pair of On shoes, or maybe other brand shoes? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for stopping by. If you enjoy this content, do me a favor, like this video. Click that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay up to date with everything that we're producing. As always, we hope you're doing well. We hope you're staying safe. We'll see you in the next one.